What if I told you the biggest political philosophy fight in American history happened before the country even officially existed? It wasn't the Democrats versus the Republicans or the North versus the South. I'm actually talking about the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, the debate that literally built America. And the craziest part is the votes were decided by margins so thin that a handful of people could have changed the course of history. But let me break it down for you. It's 1787. The Articles of Confederation, America's first attempt at a national government, are falling apart. Congress can't tax, can't regulate trade, can't even enforce its own decisions. States are fighting each other over trade. War debts are unpaid, and Shays' Rebellion just erupted in Massachusetts. Something had to change. And so the Constitutional Convention meets in Philadelphia, and they don't just revise the Articles, they throw them out and write an entirely new Constitution. But now comes the real fight, and this is where political philosophy collides head-on. Should this new government be strong and national, or should the power stay with the states? That question became the defining battle of federalism versus anti-federalists, and it nearly tore the country apart before it even began. Team 1, the Federalists, led by Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay. These guys wanted a national government with real teeth, power to tax citizens directly, power to regulate commerce, power to defend the nation. And their argument was, a government that can only ask the states for help but can't actually enforce anything isn't really a government at all. Hamilton called the old system the great and radical vice of the Articles. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Madison added something brilliant in Federalist number 10. He said, don't fear factions, control them. An extended republic spread across a large territory would dilute the power of any one faction trying to dominate. More interests, more voices, harder to hijack. And in Federalist 51, the Federalists made their case for one of the most important concepts in all of political philosophy, the system of checks and balances. They believed that separation of powers would keep any one branch from becoming tyrannical. Madison wrote what I think is one of the greatest lines in American political writing, and I want you to hear this. If men were angels, no government would be necessary. If angels were to govern men, neither external or internal controls on government would be necessary. In other words, people aren't perfect, so government needs structure. Ambition must counteract ambition. That's the whole system. Checks and balances, separation of powers. The Federalists believed that these mechanisms would even protect liberty under a strong national government. Here's team number 2, the Anti-Federalists, led by Patrick Henry and writers using pen names like Brutus and the Federal Farmer. If you flip the debate around, looking at it as an anti-federalist versus the Federalists, the core argument flips too. The anti-federalists said this Constitution is a power grab. The necessary and proper cause in the supremacy clause, they said, these would let the federal government swallow the states whole. Patrick Henry stood up in the Virginia Convention and asked, who authorized them to say we the people instead of we the states? He saw those 3 words as proof that the states were being erased. The Anti-Federalists believed something simple. Liberty needs closeness. In a small republic, your representative knows you. You know them. They can't hide. But in a massive national government, power drifts to the center, to the elite, to those people who don't know your name and don't share your interests. Now, it's worth noting the Federalist and the Anti-Federalist camps didn't actually disagree on everything. Both believed in a republican government. Both feared tyranny. The real disagreement was about scale. Could a large republic survive without crushing liberty? The Federalists said yes. The Anti-Federalists said no. And above all, the Anti-Federalists demanded a Bill of Rights. They said, if this government's going to be powerful, we need written guarantees it can't take away our fundamental freedoms. So how did it all end? It was a nail-biter. Massachusetts, 187 to 168. That's a swing of 10 votes. Virginia, 89 to 79. Flip 5 people, and the Constitution fails in the state that gave us the father of the Constitution himself. New York, 30 to 27. 3 people stood between the ratification and collapse. When you study Federalist and Anti-Federalist history, what stands out is how close this really was. And here's what most people miss. Both sides won. The Federalists got their strong government with checks and balances and a separation of powers. The Anti-Federalists got the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments ratified in 1791 that guarantee the freedoms we still argue about today. So the next time someone talks about federal power versus states' rights, remember, this is not a new argument. It's the oldest one in America. The Federalist versus the Anti-Federalist debate was never fully settled, and honestly, it wasn't supposed to be. The tension between national strength and local freedom, between checks and balances and direct democracy, isn't a bug in the system, it's the design. If you want to go deeper into the political philosophy behind all of this, check out the full article in the description below. It pulls straight from the Federalist Papers and Anti-Federalist essays, primary sources, no spin. And tell me in the comments, which side would you have been on, Federalist or Anti-Federalist? This is Massey Compost, bringing you the American View.